Howdy. Very curious. For the tourists, and I'm so happy that I'm the only one. I got my beer in my backpack, so there's no need. That's it. It's also a nice place for a little hideout. Nice little house, is it? Now here is a little creek, and that little creek has a lot of crevices, and it's all rather chalky and crusty, but it would be very interesting for gravity dredging. I'm probably gonna do that one day, and now I'm kind of in a hurry. But that creek would be great. There's a little waterfall, and it would be perfect for gravity dredging. Anyway.
Etwas rechts gehen.
Entschuldigung, wie etwas rechts gehen? Ja. Ja, Sie kommen jetzt auf YouTube. It's got a lot of those very small little, you know, it isn't even a real creek, just a little bit of water flow down the hill. But here you can see the sediments, and at this altitude usually you only see this very soft sand. It isn't really a stone, they call it sandstone, but it's more like just a bunch of sand. But then there you see this very strange layer. This very strange layer. I'm not sure what it is, but it definitely would kind of stop the gold, the one that is above it, of course. Another one of them creeks. This is even more chalky, and it is. This one seems more like a natural creek. Okay, I know I already showed you a lot of creeks, but I gotta show you this one too. Isn't that nice? And at least here the flowing speed would be high enough for a for a sluice box, where in the Rhine this really could become a problem because the flow is really slow. Anyway. Another one. There's not a lot of water right now, but you can imagine when there's a lot of rain, there's something going on. Now we got interesting sediments again here. The sand, which is actually the riverbed, the ancient riverbed. Once upon a time when there was a huge glacier, the Rhine, and then this must be kind of a rock riverbed, and according to the theory we should have a lot of gold right here. And I got to take a sample. I think I even see a little flitter, maybe it's mica, but I got to take a little sample of this. I see a lot of reflection. Well, that doesn't mean anything necessarily. And I also don't want to carry too much stuff. Here's some more for the next time. Just a little rock that I found right on the path, and it's a conglomerate of parts that have been washed in the river, and it's very rusty. So this is mineral rich, and if it fell down from this mountain, then certainly indicates that there could be metals, precious metals. Another sediment study. I'm here. You see the layers. That's all sandstone. But right here we got this rock layer again, and this one has interesting chambers, and you see how rusty it is here. That will be a very interesting area. It's incredible rusty. A lot of iron right here and whatnot. I don't have the time. And another one. This one looks pretty comfortable, you know, for any activities. It's got plenty room to wash. Look at that, it's beautiful. And looks natural. That means it may have very old cavities. And over there, basically just one small waterfall after another. This is great. And over here you can make a campfire and just enjoy nature. That's really probably better than what I'm planning to do. Oh, we'll see. Here's an edible slug. Uh-oh. Morning. And just for the records, this one here is not edible. Actually, it is edible, but it tastes horrible. Even foxes don't eat it. So that's why it's got so many of them. And but if you're having problems with your stomach, you can swallow one of them, and it's likely that it will that your problems with your stomach will go away and you'll be healed. But just don't chew in it. They taste horrible, at least. That's what I've heard. Another nice one with it's got kind of a stairway. Also very interesting for gravity dredging. And look at that over there. The iron oxides are flowing right out of the rock. Now that looks incredible, doesn't it? Great stuff over here, really great. And interestingly, now that's an interesting study. You see there the waterfall, and under the waterfall, which seems to be right on that, on the heavy and the compact rock, this layer, and under this layer is a soft sandstone which is completely washed out and undermined. And the iron is flowing out right at the bottom side of this layer. So that means the layer must have a crack there where the minerals are accumulating. And what can I say? Oh, I just love to film this little path. Probably for somebody who is laying in a hospital and may not walk around right now, and this way he or she can kind of virtually walk with me in this really refreshing environment. Although I already hear motors again, but you know, that's Switzerland. It's pretty much one city with a couple of trees in between, and you're lucky when you find a spot without the, for instance, cars and mobile phone net. But at least it's still looking beautiful. It's always nice to see such tourist information, and but what they don't tell you is, for instance, this frog here. She looks so nice and cute, but this frog is known as the gold watching and protecting frog. And if you plan to come to Switzerland and search for gold, you should know that this frog is really dangerous and will especially attack you when you try to get all the gold. Yeah. Okay, we've made it to the other side of the mountain, and this bird you just heard, he doesn't like noise. He don't mind about that motor, that extremely sucking motor. Anyway, but he don't like talking. And we've made it to the other side of the mountain, and which actually is the Irchel, the so-called Irchel. And now we're getting closer to that bending, to that river bending I was talking about before, where I hope to find gold in the Rhine. Those little creeks running down at the north side, or should I say flowing down at the north side of the Irchel that we have seen, they certainly are promising, especially the crevices for gravity dredging. But statistically, there's more gold in the Rhine than in the creeks of this mountain. I don't want to film the sun. I still think it's gonna damage the camera permanently, even though people say that ain't happen anymore, but you never know. So now we're getting close to civilization again, as you can hear and see. But this one's nice, old military bunker entry, as I guess. I like these places, so kind of rotten. So now we are crossing this bridge. You might guess we're crossing the Rhine here, and we are currently leaving the canton Zürich, which is kind of like a state in the nation Switzerland. And we're entering Schaffhausen, the canton Schaffhausen, and we're also getting close to Germany. And I think now we're about in the middle of the Rhine, and basically I'm standing right on the border right now, which is in the middle of the river. So I'm jumping to Schaffhausen, back to Zurich, to Schaffhausen, back to Zurich, and actually it feels pretty good to leave Zurich, at least for a while. Okay, there's a little problem. I have to admit, I've never been here before. This is my first prospecting trip to this area. I don't want to drop the camera right now. Anyway, and my plan was to search right here. You see it? Here's sand, there's gravel. Can you see that? There's gravel, and it's right about where the riverside would be if there wouldn't be high water. Right now the water is very high, and that's the problem. That's really a little bit of a problem. And my plan was to search right here, and I think it's not gonna rain today, but in case of rain or other bad weather, it would have been possible to go under the bridge. But the good thing about it is, on the other side of the bridge, where I am now, we got a nice gravel riverside, and I just thought I saw a diamond, but it was a broken car window, and that's perfect. I think here we can work, even at this water level. Not sure if we're gonna find any black sand here at this water level, because my rubber boots are quite limited, but that's a nice one. It's perfect, and I think we won't be disturbed too much. Looking good. All right. I'm seeing gold everywhere. Now I'm gonna assemble my takedown sluice box, which isn't patented at the moment, so please. So I added these pieces of carpet. Hopefully any material will be caught in these riffles. I may have to adjust this sooner or later, but at least it is adjustable. I can fixate it at any size. So simply put them in here. You got numbers. And then I add some nails to prevent the whole thing from sliding down, but basically that's it. I may add this piece of carpet at the end, or maybe I just put it under my tail. I don't know exactly, it isn't really necessary. We'll see. So, here it is. I just realized I still did it wrong, but it should work that way too. So, the river flow, even though in the middle the flow is rather fast, at the riverside it is very slow, and I just decided, instead of a standard sluice box operation, I'm gonna do some kind of easy high banking, which is really what I'm doing because the water is high, the water level is high, and I'm actually standing on kind of a high bank. And I don't know if you noticed, but behind me it's a big plateau without any mountains, and that's actually a huge sandbank at the river bending, and I'm just standing right at the end of it. Basically, this high bank where I'm standing isn't ancient. This is kind of a modern high bank. But I've seen some interesting stuff laying around right here. I wasn't sure if it was kind of a you know, these little animals, however. So I'll try this kind of high banking operation. Wish me luck. Before I put it in the sluice box, I'm gonna use a very simple classifier, which is basically just a grid, just a screen, like kind of a, you hate metric, I know you hate metric, but it's about 1 centimeter. And just to show what I'm doing. The most simple classifying you can do ever, and it's easy to carry around. Then I can put this on the high banking sluice box. So on. So I'm trying to do this live. Wish me luck. it's muddy, extremely muddy. Gotta take care. Now that's better. And that's a steep slope. I don't know how to get up there, but basically the gold should also follow the gravity. Maybe I better dig in such holes like this. You see? Here's the iron ore, and it runs down here. Well, let's see. Isn't that beauty? Like a sluice. Perfect water flow. So, what I'm going to do is I take this hose. It's really just a tiny dredge operation anyway, and this pot, and just fill the pot with water first. Position the pot here lower below the hole I want to dredge. And then I got to fill the holes with water first. Gotta fill it, the whole hose. I have no idea if you can hear me, by the way. It's pretty loud around here. Doesn't work, this gravity dredge thing. It's a nice theory, but it simply didn't work. And also see my camera is getting wet from the splashes. Well, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna scooping this hole with my hand and try to get whatever is there, what I can grab, and of course I cannot suck in the crevices, which is pity, but that's the way it is. At least there's something in that hole. Muddy and slippery and scary. Some interesting conglomerates to see, and one thing is you get a lot of pieces here. They look like some kind of chalk stone, and then you realize, because probably one side is broken off, you realize it's not a chalk stone. It has only a chalk layer around it. It's covered by chalk, and inside maybe anything. You know, if it's very heavy, Probably it's chalk covered gold. I've never heard of that, but I think why not? The chalk is covering everything. You see that, for instance. It's a bad example. I've seen crystals, I mean quartz stones that are covered by this chalk, and only on one side you can see that there's a quartz inside. So I'm gonna eat something and see you later. I just want to show you pieces that I found. Now this big one here, that's the piece of rock I found on a parking lot where there are usually trucks, and you maybe can see it right, it's here, you see, right here. Move it a little, maybe we get the reflection. I don't want to lose focus. It's pretty hard to see through the camera. I don't know why. I can see it clearly with my eyes. It's small, it's certainly small, but anyway, very interesting. Right on the parking lot, which is really funny. I'm washing gold for several hours, and then I find something on the parking lot. And here you see the rust, the iron oxide, and right beside the iron oxide is... Why doesn't the camera show that? I see it so clearly. Here. Right here, losing focus. Now, I think now you see it. Yeah. Anyway. And the other ones, this one is very tiny, very small. The white spot in the middle. Which, of course, doesn't show up on the camera as well. So that's it. I certainly come back to this creek, which is nice. And I got to pack everything and move and hurry. And thanks for watching.